Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to dive deep into a powerful tool we all have access to, the power of focus. In this fast-paced, always connected world, we are constantly bombarded by distractions. But what if I told you that success is not just about working hard, it's about working smart. And working smart begins with focus. Focus is not something we are born with, nor is it something that can be achieved overnight. It is a skill, a discipline, and a mindset that we develop through practice. It is the ability to direct your energy, thoughts, and efforts towards one singular goal. The key to achieving greatness is to harness that power of focus and use it to your advantage. Let me ask you, how often do you find yourself scattered, trying to juggle multiple things at once? How many times have you felt like you're giving your all to a dozen different things, yet making little to no progress? This is what happens when we allow distractions to take the driver's seat in our lives. It's a reality many of us face, but it's also a reality we can change. The most successful people in the world have mastered the art of focus. They've learned to eliminate the noise, ignore the distractions, and invest their time and energy into one thing at a time. It is the ability to say no to many things in order to say yes to the one thing that truly matters. Focus is also about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, no matter how you feel, and putting in the work even when progress seems slow. It's that small, consistent effort that compounds over time and leads to remarkable results. Focus gives you the clarity to keep going, even when the path is not always clear. But here's the thing. Focus doesn't come naturally for most of us. We have to be intentional about creating environments that support it. We have to eliminate distractions, whether they come from external sources or the voices in our own heads. It means setting boundaries and making space for what truly matters. And when you fully embrace the power of focus, you tap into something transformative. It helps you break through the barriers that once seemed insurmountable. You begin to see the results of your efforts, and those results fuel your confidence and drive to keep moving forward. So, I challenge you to take a moment right now and ask yourself, what do I need to focus on today? What is one thing I can commit to, blocking out all distractions and give it my full attention? When you make focus a priority, you will experience a shift in your life. Your goals will no longer feel out of reach, they will feel within your grasp. You will start to see the power of your efforts working together for one common purpose. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of focus. Focus is a powerful transformative force that plays a pivotal role in our personal and professional lives. However, it is often misunderstood. We tend to think of focus as simply being able to concentrate for a few moments on a task, but in reality, focus is much deeper than that. It is not just about being aware of what's in front of you. It's about aligning your mind, body, and spirit to channel all your energy towards one specific goal or purpose. In a world full of distractions, focus becomes a skill that has to be cultivated and nurtured. When we talk about focus, we often overlook its true essence. It's not just the ability to narrow your attention to a single thing for a moment. Focus is about commitment. It's about making a decision to prioritize what truly matters, even when the world around you is pushing you in different directions. Focus requires you to make a conscious choice every single day to decide what's important and what isn't, and then direct your energy and attention towards that single thing. Incorrect maids, says the great, refuse to be defined. This is where the discipline of focus comes into play. Focus is not something you can turn on and off like a light switch. It's not a passive state that just happens. It is a practice that requires constant work. It is the ability to shut out all the noise, the thoughts, the distractions, the outside pressures, and direct all of your mental and physical resources towards a single point of action. That could be completing a project, working towards a personal goal, or even engaging fully in a conversation. It's the act of choosing to be fully present, of deciding that the task at hand is the only thing worth your attention at that moment. When we focus on something, we are, in essence, giving it our full presence and energy. This presence is crucial because it creates a deeper connection between you and the task at hand. It enables you to make better decisions, think more clearly, and perform more effectively. When you are truly focused, your mind is not split between competing interests. Instead, it becomes a laser beam, cutting through the distractions and guiding you forward with clarity and precision. This is why true focus requires commitment. It's not enough to just say, "I'll focus for a few minutes." Focus is about building habits that reinforce your ability to concentrate for longer periods. It's about setting boundaries with your time and environment so that you can consistently practice being fully present in each moment. This might mean turning off your phone, closing unnecessary tabs on your computer, or simply saying no to things that don't align with your objectives. It's a conscious decision to eliminate distractions, even when they seem urgent or tempting. The importance of focus goes beyond just staying on track with your work. It's about achieving mastery. You cannot become great at something without focus. Whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or building a business, the process of achieving success requires sustained focus. Without it, progress becomes slow, scattered, and fragmented. Focus is the force that keeps you aligned with your purpose, even when the road gets tough. Focus is a skill that grows over time. The more you practice focusing, the better you become at it. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Initially, it may be difficult to keep your attention locked on one thing for an extended period, but as you continue to hone this skill, it becomes more natural and more powerful. When you understand the true nature of focus, you realize that it's not just about keeping your eyes on the task at hand. It's about understanding where your energy is being spent and making sure that energy is directed toward your highest goals. Focus helps you cut through the noise, make more intentional choices, and ultimately live a more fulfilling life. It turns your actions into deliberate steps toward your dreams, making every move you make meaningful and purpose-driven. So the first step in cultivating focus is recognizing that it's not a simple act of concentration, but a dedicated, ongoing practice that requires your time, energy, and commitment. It is about creating an environment and mindset that prioritizes what truly matters and allowing yourself the space to give those things your full attention. Only then can you unlock the true power of focus and achieve the extraordinary outcomes that come from it. Consistency is one of the most powerful forces in achieving long-term success. It's easy to get excited about a new goal or project, but what truly separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to show up day after day, regardless of the challenges or obstacles that may arise. Focus, as powerful as it is, requires consistency to have its full impact. Without consistency, even the best-intentioned efforts can fall short. It's the daily practice, the small steps taken each day that compound over time to create significant results. Think about any major accomplishment you've achieved in your life. Whether it was learning a new skill, finishing a large project, or reaching a personal milestone, it wasn't a one-time effort that got you there. It was a series of consistent actions that led to success. Success isn't the result of a single burst of inspiration or effort. It's the outcome of showing up every day, even when things don't feel easy or exciting. This is the essence of consistency. Sticking to your plan and staying focused on your goal, no matter what. The challenge with consistency is that it's not always glamorous. In the beginning, progress may seem slow, and the payoff may not be immediately visible. We live in a world where we expect instant gratification, where we want things to happen quickly. But consistency works differently. It requires patience, discipline, and the ability to stay committed to the process even when the results aren't immediate. It's a long-term commitment, one that involves trusting that the small, consistent actions you take today will eventually lead to greater outcomes down the road. Consistency also builds momentum. It's like pushing a heavy boulder up a hill. At first it's hard. Every movement feels like a struggle, and the progress seems minimal. But as you keep pushing, little by little, you begin to notice that the boulder is rolling more easily. The more you practice consistency, the more momentum you build, and that momentum makes the next steps easier and easier. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. The more consistent you are, the more motivated and capable you become, and the closer you get to achieving your goal. This is why consistency is often described as the secret ingredient to success. It doesn't matter how talented you are or how great your ideas are. Without consistency, those talents and ideas won't take you very far. Talent alone won't bring success. It's the consistent application of that talent, day in and day out, that will lead to greatness. Whether you're building a business, pursuing a fitness goal, or improving your skills, consistency is what turns your efforts into real, tangible progress. The other key element of consistency is discipline. It's about setting up routines that support your goals and sticking to them. It's about doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, even when distractions arise, and even when things get tough. Discipline is the foundation that allows you to stay consistent, even when external factors try to pull you off course. It's about making the right choices, not based on how you feel in the moment, but based on the long-term vision you've created for yourself. One of the most important things to realize about consistency is that it doesn't require perfection. It's not about doing everything flawlessly every single day. It's about showing up, even when you're not at your best. There will be days when you're tired, when you face setbacks, or when things don't go according to plan. And that's okay. The key is to keep going, to keep showing up, and to keep showing up, and to keep taking those small steps toward your goal. Consistency doesn't demand perfection. It demands persistence. Another important aspect of consistency is the idea of creating habits that support your goals. When consistency becomes a habit, it becomes second nature. You no longer have to force yourself to do the work. It becomes part of who you are. Building these habits is crucial because they provide a framework for success. Habits are the small, consistent actions that you don't have to think twice about. They are the behaviors that align with your goals and guide you toward achieving them. To truly embrace consistency, you have to commit to the process, not just the end result. It's easy to get fixated on the outcome, to only care about the destination. But consistency is about the journey. It's about the small, daily actions that, over time, add up to something much bigger. The more you invest in the process, the more you learn, grow, and develop along the way. So remember, consistency is not a one-time effort. It's a practice that you must cultivate and commit to every day. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that, in time, the results will follow. The more consistent you are, the more progress you make, and the closer you get to achieving your goals. Keep pushing, keep showing up, and keep putting in the work. That's the power of consistency, and that's what will lead you to success. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and they come in many forms. The constant pull of notifications on our phones, the noise of social media, the pressures of work, family, and even our own inner thoughts can all take us away from what truly matters. Distractions are not just external forces. They also manifest as internal struggles, self-doubt, fear, or the temptation to procrastinate. The challenge lies in our ability to recognize these distractions and consciously eliminate them in order to focus on our goals. Overcoming distractions is a critical step in mastering the art of focus, as it allows us to reclaim our attention and channel it into meaningful, productive action. At the core of overcoming distractions is the realization that we have the power to control where we place our attention. Often we operate on autopilot, reacting to the world around us without making conscious decisions about where our focus should be. This reactive approach makes us more susceptible to distractions. Instead of being in the driver's seat, we let external circumstances dictate where we put our energy. And to take back control, we need to adopt a more mindful, intentional approach to how we spend our time and attention. The first step in overcoming distractions is awareness. You need to be conscious of when your attention is being pulled away from what matters. This might mean noticing when your mind starts to wander, or when you instinctively reach for your phone while working on a task. By recognizing these moments, you can then make a choice to redirect your focus. This might seem difficult at first, especially since distractions are so ingrained in our daily lives. But with practice, you begin to train your brain to recognize when it's veering off course. Over time, this awareness becomes a powerful tool in regaining your focus. External distractions, such as noise, people, or digital interruptions, are perhaps the most obvious and can be addressed by taking practical steps. For instance, you might find it helpful to turn off notifications on your phone or computer while working on a project. Creating a designated workspace, one that is free from unnecessary clutter or noise, can also help minimize distraction. In addition, setting clear boundaries with others, such as informing them of your work hours or letting them know when you need uninterrupted time, is essential for maintaining focus. These actions allow you to create an environment that supports your concentration and helps keep distractions at bay. However, external distractions are only part of the problem. Internal distractions can often be even more challenging to overcome. Our minds are constantly filled with thoughts, worries, and distractions that pull us away from the task at hand. These internal distractions can come in the form of anxiety, self-doubt, or negative thinking patterns. It can be hard to focus when your mind is preoccupied with worries about the future, doubts about your abilities, or regrets about the past. The key here is to develop strategies to manage these internal distractions. One effective strategy is mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, you can train yourself to be present in the moment and to observe your thoughts without judgment. This allows you to recognize when your mind is wandering and gently bring it back to the task at hand. Mindfulness techniques, such as deep breathing or meditation, can help you create space between your thoughts and actions, reducing the power that distractions have over your focus. Over time, this practice helps you build a more resilient mind that can remain focused even in the face of internal turbulence. Another approach is to break down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. Sometimes distractions arise because a task feels overwhelming or too complex. By dividing the task into smaller steps, you make it easier to focus on one thing at a time, which reduces the chances of becoming distracted by the bigger picture. This method not only helps you stay focused, but also builds momentum, as you can celebrate small wins along the way. A critical element in overcoming distractions is setting clear goals and priorities. When you have a clear sense of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to evaluate which distractions are worth engaging with and which ones are simply taking you away from your path. For example, if your goal is to complete a project by the end of the week, every distraction becomes an obstacle to that outcome. Having a clear sense of purpose helps you filter out the noise and stay laser-focused on what truly matters. It also allows you to make better decisions about how to allocate your time and energy. Another essential part of eliminating distractions is the practice of saying no. We live in a society that often praises multitasking and being constantly busy. However, the truth is that multitasking can be a major source of distraction as it splits our attention between too many things at once. Learning to say no to tasks, requests, or commitments that do not align with your priorities is a crucial skill for maintaining focus. It requires discipline and the ability to recognize when something is not worth your time or energy. Saying no is not always easy, but it is a necessary step in protecting your focus and ensuring that you are dedicating your time to the things that matter most. Overcoming distractions is not about eliminating every possible interruption from your life. It's about learning how to manage them effectively. It's about recognizing when distractions arise, understanding why they happen, and having the tools and strategies in place to regain control of your attention. By building a more focused, intentional approach to how you spend your time and energy, you create the conditions for success. The more you practice overcoming distractions, the more natural it becomes, and the stronger your ability to maintain focus will be. The key to achieving your goals lies not in the absence of distractions, but in your ability to persistently refocus and stay aligned with your vision. In order to truly harness the power of focus, it's essential to understand that it's not a skill that comes easily or automatically. It requires active, intentional cultivation. Developing the ability to focus deeply is akin to building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. It's not just about forcing yourself to concentrate when needed. It's about creating an environment, mindset, and set of practices that support deep, sustained focus over time. This involves developing habits that reinforce your ability to stay present, making deliberate choices to prioritize your mental and emotional energy, and learning how to protect your focus from distractions and negative influences. One of the first things to recognize when working on your ability to focus is that it's not a passive activity. It's an active decision to engage with the task at hand and to invest your attention fully. This means making a conscious choice to give your energy to one thing and one thing only, regardless of the temptations around you. In a world filled with noise, both internal and external, this is easier said than done. However, with consistent practice, the ability to focus can become a natural part of your workflow. A critical part of strengthening your focus is learning how to manage your energy, not just your time. Many people try to tackle important tasks when they're mentally or physically drained, which can lead to a lack of concentration and a sense of frustration. Instead of focusing on filling up your schedule with endless tasks, it's important to recognize when your mind is most alert and when your energy is at its peak. By working with your natural energy cycles rather than against them, you can make the most of your focus time. For example, many people find they are most productive in the mornings, while others may feel sharper and more focused in the afternoons or late at night. Paying attention to when you're most naturally able to focus allows you to allocate your time wisely and increase your overall productivity. You can automate most of your work by bracket. Another key to developing focus is creating an environment that supports it. The space around you has a profound impact on your ability to concentrate. Clutter, distractions, or a chaotic atmosphere can pull your attention in too many directions and hinder your ability to stay focused on the task at hand. It's important to create a space where you feel mentally and emotionally supported in your efforts to focus. But this might mean cleaning your workspace, organizing your materials, or even setting up specific rituals that help signal to your brain that it's time to concentrate. Whether it's lighting a candle, playing instrumental music, or putting on noise-canceling headphones, these small actions can help train your brain to enter a focused state. Equally important is learning how to avoid multitasking. While multitasking might feel productive in the short term, Research has shown that it actually reduces the quality of our work and decreases our ability to concentrate effectively. Trying to juggle multiple tasks at once divides your attention and makes it harder to do any one thing well. Instead, focusing on one task at a time allows you to channel all your energy into completing it to the best of your ability. The more you practice single talking, the better you become at shutting out distractions and immersing yourself fully in what you're doing. Single talking allows you to work at a higher level of quality and depth, and it helps you maintain a greater sense of accomplishment and satisfaction when the task is complete. It's also important to recognize that developing the power of focus requires setting boundaries. The constant stream of notifications, emails, and messages can easily derail your focus, even when you are trying to concentrate. This is why it's crucial to set boundaries around your time and attention. This might mean turning off notifications on your phone, setting specific hours for checking email, or letting others know when you need uninterrupted time. By establishing clear boundaries, you ensure that your focus remains undisturbed and that you can give your full attention to the task in front of you. Focus is also strengthened when you approach tasks with intention. Instead of mindlessly going through the motions, take the time to think about why you're doing what you're doing. What is the greater purpose behind this task? What are you hoping to achieve? When you connect your actions to a larger purpose or goal, it helps fuel your focus and gives you a sense of direction. Having a clear sense of purpose creates a deeper level of engagement with your work, making it easier to stay focused even when challenges arise. When you know why something matters, it's much easier to stay committed to it. Another way to build your focus is by incorporating breaks and rest into your routine. It may sound counterintuitive, but the brain requires time to recharge in order to maintain high levels of focus. Working for extended periods without breaks can lead to mental fatigue, decreased productivity, and a lack of concentration. The key is to work in focused intervals and then take short breaks to refresh your mind. The Pomodoro technique, for example, involves working for 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break, with a longer break after every 4 intervals. This approach not only improves focus, but also helps prevent burnout, allowing you to work for longer periods without losing concentration. Lastly, developing focus is about learning to resist the temptation to give up when things get hard. It's easy to become distracted when the task becomes difficult, or when it feels like you're not making progress. But true focus requires the ability to push through those moments of discomfort and stay engaged. When faced with difficulty, remind yourself that challenges are part of the process, and staying focused is the key to overcoming them. With each challenge you face, you build not just your ability to focus, but also your resilience and determination. In summary, the power of focus is not something that happens by accident. It's a skill that requires active cultivation and practice. By managing your energy, creating an environment that supports your work, setting boundaries, and working with intention, you can strengthen your ability to focus. Focus isn't just about getting more done. It's about doing things with purpose, quality, and clarity. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the more you can accomplish with deep, sustained attention. Developing the power of focus is one of the most valuable things you can do to achieve your goals and create lasting success in your life.